never feel the way I feel. You don't know if my love is real. Baby, listen to me, here's the deal. When you're not here, I'm not the same. I'm needing a new chapter, babe. Been stuck here in a bed for days. I've been staring at the telephone, cause when you're gone, I miss your face. 8 o'clock, bye.
Hello, love bugs, and all my beautiful people of the internet. Guess what? I was minding my own business, and you know I was. And I ran across this piece of juicy morsel, news, chat. People do the darndest things. Police do the darndest things. Yeah, that's what we're going to call this segment. So we're going to check this out, and we're going to talk about this on the other side. So you ready? Because I'm ready. Here it goes.
What you see is a police officer with his knee on the neck of a 16-year-old black kid. Now, this 16-year-old black kid has already told him, I have asthma. The cop responded and said, I don't give up what you have, and proceeded to do this thing to this kid. Let me give you some background. This was almost 6 weeks after the George Floyd murder. A Baton Rouge police officer used the same tactic on an asthmatic 16-year-old kid. The mother has now filed a lawsuit against the city and the police department. So on July 6, 2020, Dylan Cannon was pinned to the ground as Officer Alvaro Alvarez's knee was pressing on Cannon's neck for close to 30 seconds. Cannon was a passenger in the vehicle that failed to stop when an officer attempted to pull over the car for a seat belt violation. About 50 minutes into the pursuit, and after the driver ignored multiple traffic lights and stop signs, the vehicle came to a stop. The legal claim says the driver and passenger both exited next to the car, held their hands above their heads. The driver was arrested without incident by one set of 3 officers. Now, this is the suit, so let me take you to what the suit says. According to the suit, filed by Tanisha Cannon, the teen's mother, even though Cannon was kneeling and complied with commands from another set of 3 officers, he was held at gunpoint and forcefully handcuffed. Let's show a picture of that. Okay? He's in complete compliance. He's in compliance. He wasn't driving the car. He's a passenger in this vehicle. He complies. He may have even been the person to tell the driver, man, you need to stop this. So he complies. The suit identifies the officers who drew their weapons on Cannon as Lorenzo Coleman, Travis Williams, and Douglas Schultz, despite the fact that Cannon, who was prone on the ground, did not resist at any time, according to the suit. Officer Alvaro Alvarez placed his left knee on the back of DC's neck, and he grabbed and pulled DC's left wrist behind his back. Also, according to the suit, Cannon told officers, hey, I suffer from asthma. And the officer responded, I don't give a damn. There's additional video and footage according to the suit. Let's show another picture. Let's show that picture of the knee in this young man's neck. Okay, you see that, right? He was in compliance with every single command from the police. While the department keeps promising accountability, the history of the Baton Rouge police says otherwise. Earlier this year, the department started an investigation into the brutal arrest of a 13-year-old boy, in which an officer employed the use of a chokehold. That same month, the Baton Rouge City Council approved a $4.5 $500,000 settlement with the family of Alton Sterling, a black man shot and killed by police while he was selling CDs at a convenience store. Do they think they are big and tough because they can manhandle children? What's wrong with these people? This to me is sociopathic behavior, psychopathic behavior. To have a child in complete compliance to your orders. I don't care what the prerequisite issue was. You're a cop. You're supposed to respond when there's something like this happening, but you're also supposed to be professional. Adrian, I see so much wrong with how this went down. I'm glad the family is filing an actual suit. That's why we have so much information now, because they were trying to keep this hush-hush. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, I think it's exactly kind of the behavior that we protest about, the reason we raise our voices, the reason we're demanding change. The reality is that these law enforcement officers feel that they can operate with absolute impunity. He did not give a damn if that boy had any kind of breathing issues whatsoever, because he does not fear repercussions in any way, because our system has insulated law enforcement with qualified immunity as well as just hurdles across the board. And so we have to know that there is still a lot more fight and a lot more fury that needs to be brought to the table, because what George Floyd, the movement, has brought is just an awakening. But my God, it is not the change that we need across the board, because clearly law enforcement does not care. The system has protected them for so long that it's not going to change unless there is significant change.
And that's why you need something like the George Floyd Policing and Accountability Act, because that could create a catalyst to eliminate the whole notion of qualified immunity. I guarantee you that if you eliminate qualified immunity, a police officer, a cop, who says, I can put my knee on the neck of this asthmatic child, or I cannot, it's not going to change the fact that he's in compliance, right? I guarantee you, if that cop had to think about his personal assets, if he had to think about his personal liability, if he had to think about that home he owns, if he had to think about the family that's connected to him because of his actions, he would make a better decision about how he treated people. Now, will it root out everybody? Of course not. It won't root out everybody. But the ones that it does not root out, they get sued and they get held professionally and personally liable, accountable for their activities. And it's just beyond me that individuals who are in charge of enforcing the laws are the ones crying that they don't want the laws enforced on them. This doesn't make sense whatsoever. You're not righteous to what you took a constitutional oath or an oath of office to uphold. You're not righteous to it. So why take this oath? And if you lie about a damn oath where you swear to uphold certain values and virtues, you don't lie about anything. And that's why they have to crack down, Adrian, also on false police reports. False police reports are criminal. Some people have been charged with filing false police reports, but every cop will tell you that every cop they know has fudged a police report.
Absolutely. If there are no consequences at all for those actions, then there's going to be no deterrent. Like, it's not possible to have the two, because these individuals, we can't expect them to operate on integrity alone. That's what's gotten us here. And so we do need to have significant repercussions. We also need officers to have something on the line. Just being there and having their body on the line, yes, it's an honorable thing, but at the same time, we have to realize that the vast majority of calls do not involve violence that they face, and they are not a matter of situations where they need to ignore a boy's pleas to tell him that he can't breathe. That's not okay.
Yeah, well said. And just remember, everyone, infractions without enforcement is meaningless. Meaningless. It means nothing.
Well, Bugs, you heard what the guy said. Infraction without enforcement is meaningless. I have to concur with that, because these police keep feeling like they can get away with the mass murdering of black bodies. Then they will continue to do it as long as there's no punishment. So we know Kavanaugh was the first. Apparently, there is going to be a second, maybe a third, and a fourth. So, as long as they're doing it, we have to keep on top of it, and we got to stay on top of our legislation, on top of all these white nationalists. We got to start putting our knees on their necks and making sure we get some things done up in here. So guys, tell me, what do you think? At the very beginning of the video, did you notice how the police was patrolling, walking around basically guarding this police officer while he had his foot on his knee, excuse me. I keep saying foot. It's the same thing to me. But he had his knee on this young boy's neck, and the police officer was guarding him just like in the Kavanaugh case, where the Oriental police officer was standing there keeping the people from running up, charging the police and pushing him off of him. So it's like these guys are working together. They're in cahoots. These police are racist. The first commandment in the Bible is thou shalt not kill. Who are they? They take an oath to serve and protect. So I'd like to know where the serving and where the protecting is coming into place. So now if these white police, these Mexican police can't get it together, they need to stop policing black and brown people or police your own kind. Something needs to be done. Some mandates need to be put in order. There's so many things I wanted to go over on this video, but my time is running out. But I would like to say that black men, maybe if we change our style of dress and change the way you come at the police, stop running from the police, be it in a car or on foot, and just handle it. We should start before you get in the car. Make sure you have your seatbelt on. Make sure all your lights work, etc., etc. We have to start protecting ourselves, people, because we are dealing with the same thing our forefathers dealt with in slavery. These police are out here patrolling us, sending us back home, but they're sending us back home in boxes. You see this card? These people are so bold and audacious that they are selling white privilege cards and car emblems. So, people know what you're dealing with. We are dealing with a bird of a different color, and I definitely mean that. So black people, be aware, stay aware, and safeguard yourself, because we see this madness has not stopped. And when is it going to stop? Who knows? So guys, do like if you did enjoy this video. Do subscribe to become a love bug, a friend of the channel, and comment. Let me know what you thought about the shenanigans. The Baton Rouge police now need to be dealt with. We need to put in complaints. So get the number. I'm going to post it. And let's make some calls. Let's complain. Let's make our voices heard. So until next time, guys, and there will be a next time, take care of yourself out here in these streets.